Hey guys, welcome to Telling It Like It Is. Try to stay away from the BS on this show. If you see something to criticize, we're going to do it. If you see something to congratulate, we're going to do it. It's the AIDS Weekly version, number 3. And let's start there with the amazing streak. We all knew it had to end, kids, adults too. We 13 in a row there. Great streak. Great achievement. And the funny thing is, we have a lot of guys who still aren't really producing yet. So I guess that's a good sign. But our pitching was great. And that's the key to the streak. And again, the defense has been just flawless, so we can't complain about that. But we wanted at least a 4-2 week. We got a 5-1 week. This week's a tough week. 4 for the Rays, 3 for the O's at home, and I say that it's gonna be tough because we got to face Means, which we'll get to in a little while. Weems we'll be talking about also. But so again, we got the second best record made in the American League, behind of all people the Royals, a little bit ahead of the Red Sox for the second best record, and we're going to go from there. So we like to stay ahead of the game. While the Astros and Angels took turns beating each other up this weekend, Seattle's still producing pretty well, and Texas is lagging behind. The thing we got to talk about is a couple of moves. Weems was sent down the other day, and so is Kalarick, who I thought did a pretty good job. Both those guys. I was thinking about Weems being one of those solids, maybe sixth inning bridge guys, but I guess they saw it differently from him. So him and Kalarick go down. Mike Fiers is back, which begs the question: who's going to the pen? Because you sent 2 people down who were in the pen. I would like to see Luzardo go to the pen. I don't know how you guys feel. I feel like second, third time around the order, he's just not as effective, and I think his stuff will produce more in the bullpen where he can get a little bit better command of just being aggressive with people, not having to worry about a second or third time through the order. And that 95 to 96 mile an hour fastball will produce better. I feel like his decisions for pitch selection, yesterday with Hayes, again, same pitch, same situation, grooving 2 fastballs instead of learning from the first time. Um, I knew the streak had to end eventually, and I kept thinking it would end on Lazaro, and it almost ended the first time. We lost 5-0. We were down 5-0 with Lazaro in the game, and basically, that was a week and a half ago versus Boyd when we lost to him. Well, Detroit could have beat us with him on the mound. He did a great job versus us. But Lazardo, I'd like to see go to the pen. I just don't think his decision making is ready for a full start yet. I mean, the catcher's got to call a better game. I don't know who to blame. I know the catchers call it, but I didn't like the pitch selection with him. I feel like there's a lot of mental mistakes, and I feel like it's still a lot of immaturity and just throwing the ball, trying to throw harder, trying to throw better rather than pitching. Good news is I did get the trim off the beard. I was looking like poop deck Pappy there. That's the only thing that was good about having a loss. If the 13 straight wins, it was getting kind of long. So, like I said, Fire's back. I'd like to see Luzardo go to the pen. We'll have to see. Maybe they're going to go with 6 starters, although I hope not. Her pitching's been pretty solid. So somebody's obviously going to this pen, and that has not come out yet. I'd like to talk about Paterno. The kid Boyd from Detroit had us stymied until we made a great comeback on them. But and the kid Means yesterday, it's that lefty who's got a great changeup, seems to be giving us a little bit of difficulty here. Yesterday, Means really just handcuffed us. Really, it looked like getaway day for us, and it was, even though we were at home. But we just not. Actually, we were in Baltimore. Getaway day for us to hit the Tampa. It just didn't look like they were good at bats. I mean, we didn't have a good professional approach. So one time we did get a man on first with 1 out, and can up. I was really looking forward to that, but a quick double play ball, and that just eliminated things. But overall, great week for the A's. 5-1, can't ask for any better than that. And this week, with a tough 7-game stretch, 4 versus Tampa, a very good team who's not going to beat themselves, and 3 at home versus Baltimore, and one of them will be Means. Means will be starting on Friday, so I would really settle for 4-3 this week. Because if we just keep having over 500 weeks over the season, that'll build us up to about 15 to 20 games over 500. And we get 15 to 20 games over 500, we're going to be in solid shape. You get 20 games over, that's pretty solid. You get to a situation where you have 81 wins as a 500 mark, 91 and 71 is going to give you a chance to be in. And you got to start looking at math like that. And if we can get to 20 games over, just having consistent weeks, and this is a tough week. I really believe that at Baltimore as a up and coming team. I know they're not at the top of the standings, but they have a couple of live arms, and Tampa's very tough. So again, I'll hope for 4-3. We'll see what we can get tonight at 7 o'clock. But I'd like to really try to pay attention to who's going down to that pen, because now we have 6 starters, and I don't know who it is, but hopefully they'll announce that tonight. Maybe they'll leak that out at 7 p.m. or maybe they haven't made those decisions yet. We'll find out real soon. But overall, the bullpen I thought has been excellent. Lou Trevino, a little bit of trouble with control when he's off. Lou's control when he's off to the left side of the batter's box. So when Louis wild, we know what he is. And Diekman's been pretty good. Wendelken's been nice, and he's done a hell of a job for us. And like I said, I thought Kolarek and Weems were doing well. I guess this ran out of room because we also had Piscotty come back. Kai went down. We designated him for assignment. So I guess it's just a situation where we had to make room for some people there. Garcia's still struggling. Like see that change. But as far as, the bullpen, I'm pretty excited about the bullpen. I feel pretty good about it. The other thing is the infield defense. I feel really good about that. Jed tried to short hop a ball the other day instead of getting in front of it with the infield in. He did have enough time, was a little bit to his right. But, Elvis has gotten better on the defensive end. Chappie's always great, and Olsen is obviously very solid too. Behind the dish, I feel like defensively we've been solid, but I do feel Garcia is a little bit overwhelmed at the plate, and Matt Chapman's still striking out way too much. I don't know if he's, that hip injury from the end of last year, you just don't know. Or else you got to wonder if he's just seeing the ball. He's missing fastballs right down the middle of the plate here, just swinging right through him. And sometimes you say to yourself, if coaching all these years, we've had players sometimes who didn't catch passes in basketball or didn't hit in baseball. And after a while, you just got to ask them if their vision is good. And Chappie, geez, just swinging right through pitches right down the middle of the plate. So it's a strange thing. The outfield has been very productive also. Laureano continues to be productive in the field defensively. Piscotty's been pretty solid. I have to say, Canna at leadoff, I was a little nervous about that at the beginning of the year, but we know how well of an at-bat he always gives you. He takes pitches. He fights really hard. My dog Charlie just entered the room to join us for the podcast. Hey, Charlie, how are you? Here's to Charlie Finley over there. Hey, Charlie, how are you? He's doing good. Right, Charlie? So he's doing well. But I feel like the outfield's been pretty solid. And we've gotten some great at-bats. And the guys have run up some good pitch counts. Again, it's like see us still cut down the strikeouts. But yesterday, Means was just on. It was one of those days. You knew eventually some pitcher would stop that streak for us. And at that point, it's just a matter of time before somebody's going to get you. These are professional pitchers, and Means has been a good pitcher. He's pitched well this year so far. So if you follow him at all, he's going to be all right. As far as the starting pitching, very impressed with the starting pitching. Montas is pretty good. Okay. And, I'm looking forward to having Fires back. I like Bassett. Bassett's still not where he was last year at the end of last year, but still been pretty solid. So he's done a pretty good job. Luzardo, like I said, has been spotty. He makes some strange decisions sometimes, but maybe it's not him calling those pitches. It probably isn't. It's probably Bowmel making those calls. But, you have to be really happy overall. 14-8 is a great spot to be in, especially after being 1-7. But 14-8 any year is solid. The A's have traditionally been a slow starting team. Usually we don't get this thing run until June. And here we are about to turn the calendar and hit May. If you look around the league, Dodgers are off to obviously the best record. And, the San Francisco Giants also 14-8. Boo. My brother's a Giant fan, so I can't hear Willie Mays fan from way back. But they're in second place, and the Padres had a great comeback win last night on the Dodgers. Tatis very hot. And if you look in the AL Central, I just can't believe the big surprise is has to be the Kansas City Royals. Just really amazing. Kansas City Royals doing it with mirrors right now. And so Perez had a big hit for him the other day versus Tampa. And Red Sox on top. And here at home, the Yankees finally won 3 out of 4 in New York. So the people are not jumping off the bridge yet. The Mets won 2 out of 3 versus the Nationals. So Jacob deGrom continues to be on his tear. He's just incredible. You can throw a strike anytime with any pitch he has. So to me, it just makes pitching easy. And then when you add in the natural stuff, which is the equalizer of throwing 100 in the seventh inning the other day with one of his pitches, that's special stuff. But overall, really pumped up for the A's right now. But I'd like to see if we can find a way to get 2 out of these 4 versus Tampa. I usually am a little more greedy, but the coach in me also makes me a realist. And like I said, I think we're in a good spot here. The only bad thing was that Piscotty, he'd gotten a little bit hot, then he went out on maternity leave, which we understand, but he came back, his bat had cooled off a little bit, so we got to get him going again. And I really want to get Pinder back. That's the guy that we really got to get back. That way we could spell Andrews a couple of nights and give him a rest and maybe get another bat in there a couple of nights because Elvis is still struggling at the dish. But him and Chapman on the left side have been great, but I'd like to see them pick it up on the offensive end. I mean, they're both, well, Chappie's like in the 150s, I believe, and Elvis is under 150. So it's not been a great start offensively for them. Olsen been fabulous. This is the best start he's ever had. He's hitting about 310, 315 right now. He's doing a great job. He's hitting singles as well as hitting runs. Last couple of years, he's been a home runner and out. And right now he's hitting line drives. So it's been very exciting. But like I said, like to get to a 4-3 week. I'll settle for that, and we'll be 7 games over. And don't forget, when you're 14-8, you're at 22 games. All right. And another 10 games, we're 20% of the way home. So every 16 games is 10%. And so another 10 games, we're 20% of the season home. And if you can be in a good position like we are at 20% home, we're already, like I said, a nice 6 games over. And this is going to be a good thing. We got a tough stretch coming up. So hopefully you give us a listen. And please comment, on Facebook or on YouTube. I'd like to get in dialogue, get some of you guys to come on the podcast. We can talk some A's baseball. And stay well. And let's have a solid week. Let's see if we can get a 4-3 week at least. Go Athletics. Till next time.